back again on LAN show, and the reason was I made a very big mistake, and yeah, I made a huge mistake of having to live stream earlier at 5 p.m. in the Philippines currently, and of today at exactly 7 p.m. we have actually reached 30 subscribers, and I know celebrate for, but I think it should be something interesting. So welcome back to LAN Show 3. You probably saw the Thankyou, and Raphael is also watching, so hey bud. So yeah, and today's LAN show is going to be a bit longer rather than the usual earlier. That was like 20 minutes, 31 minutes. Yeah, 31-minute live stream. We're going to be doing probably an hour of a live stream. So yeah, because today is going to be a 31 subscriber special. Now I'm not going to make any particular video about it except for this live stream, because this live stream is all I could do for the moment, since I lost my editing program a few weeks ago, or actually a few days ago, after I bought an SSD. Then after that I reformatted my hard drive and deleted all my files. So yeah, well, today is going to be another episode of Corn Thing. Now, if you actually haven't watched the earlier live stream about 3 hours ago, you probably recall the subjects that we actually discussed. We've discussed a lot of things, starting from Apple's MacBooks, Intel's new processors, and especially just general topics about new June 8, kind of, recent tech news. So yeah, so if you're brand new to the channel and to this live stream, you probably would not know what is LAN Show. Basically, LAN Show is a tech talk news channel, not really news though, but tech talk channel, which here we talk technology every single time. So if you don't really like hearing these tech kind of things, because you don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of tech nerds, well, you're free to leave, and that's completely fine for me. And yeah, especially for my friend Raphael, that is currently watching right now. And yeah, thank you so much. And by the way, follow him on Facebook. I would try to link down his Facebook channel or his Facebook in the links in the description, so you guys would actually hear his wisdom words that he actually says every single live stream. So yeah, and again, sorry for again another probably 1 hour of live stream. It's just that this is so apparent that currently that we actually reached 30 subscribers for some reason. And yeah, and it won't be possible for all of these 30 people that actually followed me like a few years now, starting from the very beginning. And I'm even glad that some of my videos, starting from my CAD all day one to my ridiculous review videos, starting from Trials' kind of bike video, if you actually ever seen it before, that actually reached at least 178 views at least. Actually, we got 3 videos that got a lot of views for past couple months now, and yeah, I was shocked because it took like at least 3 years, including this year, to actually reach that kind of point where we actually reach a total of 1,000 views. And yeah, now might say a lot of people actually are commenting right now. Vehicle Tycoon God said you should get a new account and sub. Does that mean subscribe? I actually have a few YouTube accounts. Most of them are for specific reasons, because they really are apparent and need to be done, since this account would be in the future just a vlogging and a randomized video kind of, like a YouTube account, a YouTube channel. And apparently the LAN show probably will be used or will be transferred to a new account that I will be calling, and is actually currently featured in my YouTube channel called Kukados Media Group, and you better consider subscribing to that right now at the moment, since that channel I'll be posting its very first video after a few weeks when I recover my editing program. So yeah, and for updates as well, I actually was supposed to release probably 3 videos for the past couple days ago. The reason I didn't actually release them is because like I mentioned in the previous LAN show or earlier, that I lost my editing program since I actually have refreshed my computer. So I apparently have to get a new one. So that would take maybe a while because of what's going on in the global world today. So yeah, you probably guys understand if you're watching this video right now. So yeah. And we're also doing live stream on Facebook. So if you're my Facebook account, and if you followed me on Facebook, you probably should right now, because I'll be doing this live stream is also available on Facebook, because there are some other users actually out there that wasn't able to watch YouTube videos because available on YouTube is not available on, like, less consuming mobile data, like low data usage. All know that and probably experience that. And yeah, and for that I would actually start uploading videos in Facebook as well. So you better do consider follow me on Facebook and actually dropping some reviews there. And actually you can actually send me texts like private messages, and as well as email me if you really want to, in the bio of the Facebook page. And yeah, and if you really are onto like business or something like that, in the about section of my channel, this current channel right now you're watching, has a business email available. So I'm open up for any requests that you might actually want me to actually do or something like that. So yeah, but anyways, again, thank you so much for the 30 subscribers. Now I'm not sure if a lot of people, or at least those 30 people, would actually watch it, but currently the video that I actually posted earlier, or the LAN show number 2 that I posted a few hours ago, went 31 views already. So that's a good start. I hope this would also reach 30 views. If it actually do, I would probably make a dedicated video for the 30 subscriber kind of, a celebration, stuff like that. So yeah, even though it's not really required. And yeah, another thing is the equipment that I'm actually using right now will be upgraded soon. So the setup that I'm actually having right now will be upgraded sooner or later. It's just that I don't have the time and probably the budget to actually do it at the moment, since as what is okay. So I'm so sorry for the lost connection, because I have probably the crappiest and the most slowest Wi-Fi ever in my entire life, like absolutely. So now like I was saying, there were a lot of people that confused in the chat right now, saying that the vehicle tycoon god is a hacker. Probably some of you don't know each other. Apparently vehicle tycoon god is actually my friend, and I would love to speak with him soon personally, and not like in a way that we talk via the live chat in YouTube, which is kind of hilarious, because that's not how live streaming works. So yeah, okay. So like I was saying, let's get on with the LAN show and questions. Actually, you can ask me questions on the live chat, and you can go ahead and comment in the comment section right now. Currently, your questions, and I would love to answer them if there are any. So yeah. And as of that, I'll wait for some questions here that might appear somewhere. But anyways, let's get on with the live stream. So let's start off things with Samsung's old forgotten lineup of smartphones called the Samsung Galaxy J series. And yes, apparently this series is still out there in the wild, being sold as a phone itself, being as it is. And yeah, I would probably say about a scale of 1 to 10, this phone would actually have an 8. And the reasons are pretty much particular if you actually have used one yourself. And the most compelling reason why that is the fact that these phones were budget phones, and usually these devices would tend to have plastic cases on them, and in major carriers with small prices, and as well as specs that are so low spec that it really is like a ultra low budget smartphone. And yeah, now apparently Samsung has replaced it with the new series of Galaxies called Samsung Galaxy A series, which is what they claim to be a series of phones that are made to actually live streamings and for taking videos, photography, and for vlogging, because they tend to have better cameras on them, same camera systems as the Galaxy S. Now, although they actually said that this was basically the next level phone for budget gaming, photography, videography, all that kind of stuff, I would still not see the appeal of calling it budget smartphone, because it looks like what Samsung is trying to do here is that they're trying to change the smartphone industry by basically making smartphones like the Galaxy A series cheap enough, and as well as almost similar enough to the Galaxy S series in a way that they're also pretty cheap and affordable by a lot of people in ways that they kind of like as well, and features that they might want, like NFC support, maybe a 5 gigahertz support, and as well as 4K resolution video recording, maybe in the newer versions, and as well as wide-angle camera lenses. Now, I would say that the Galaxy A series is probably the most weirdest phone lineup that Samsung has ever released in their entire history, since these phones actually tend to be should be budget smartphones in the way that they are so budget that they are low spec hardware, but now they seem to make these smartphones being a budget smartphone but being so similar in the way that their flagships are actually made, which is kind of amazing in a way that also weirds other tech reviewers out, since that's what going for the past couple of years, and it took them a long time to actually switch gears until today. Now, I would say that's the also they actually also have a point, because most manufacturers nowadays are selling cheap budget smartphones. That's what they're actually targeting in. They are targeting markets that are very cheap, that people would actually buy them. Yeah, and I would say that it is pretty true, and I would say that they did a pretty good job of advancing these smartphones, and likewise these smartphones tends to be durable as well. Now, for design wise, these smartphones are also pretty amazing in terms of design. They actually have glass backs on them instead of having plastics, which the older its predecessor, its old models, the Galaxy J series didn't have before, because they were used to plastic, and yeah, which is not really environment friendly in terms of build standards, because most people would actually throw them away after they bought like a new phone that would actually replace it. Because this is what most people do with these kind of phones. They would buy these phones as probably their phone to basically use for like a certain period of time until they got their new phone. Then after that, they would just trash their old phone. So that's how they actually do it. And yeah, but I would say that these series, I actually miss this kind of series, because what's kind of funny about them is they actually did it a lot of times, starting and even going backwards in 2012, where they actually released a lot of versions of these, or lots of series of lineups of these phones, but in a way that they are almost so similar, like there's no such difference with different price ranges. And yeah, it's kind of hilarious, because it's also like it's those devices weren't even high spec like the Galaxy S series. They were like super low spec. Like it didn't even have like a Super AMOLED display or an LCD panel or an LED panel or something like that. They have like super low profile hardware and stuff like that, with the matching price that people could still not afford back then. It was kind of hilarious. So yeah. Okay, so we're currently sitting at 24 minutes, and so I'm so sorry for the people that actually was stuck with that black screen for like a few minutes earlier. I have to reset our Wi-Fi, since our Wi-Fi is so slow that it can't even fully stream this properly without having any distortion of the video or lag. And yeah, it seems to be also apparent that our live chat has been frozen, and I would somehow need to find a way to basically read your questions and in the same time do this live stream without actually annoying the scripts that I actually have on my laptop screen at the moment while I'm doing this live stream, because I actually haven't prepared for this live stream. Unlike earlier, 3 hours ago, I did prepare for that live stream, and all of a sudden I got 30 subscribers, and then suddenly it was apparent too that I should make a live stream. So yeah, I should have probably wait to go 50 or 40 or something like that, but I just couldn't wait, and I should do, because this is probably a leap sake in terms of the production wise quality and the whole thing itself. So yeah. Now, I'm kind of curious to see who are these two people that watch this live stream currently. And yeah, it seems that these two people are interested in this live stream. And yeah, could you hit me up with the DMs? Who are you guys? I should probably also know who I'm talking with to in public at times like this. So yeah, anyways, back in the video. And yeah, another thing here is that if you actually look at my channel, you probably see there are two, like a tab on like the banner, and yeah, I made a terrible god mistake. Oh no. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Actually, I'm watching a video of me in another tab and actually reading the comments there, and for some reason it actually copied my voice. So yeah, so here's some question chat that I actually have not seen here. So Vehicle Tycoon God here is asking me, do I remember when I thrown a phone from the apartment? Now, I would love to remember, but I cannot actually quite remember what phone did I throw, and I didn't remember that I threw a phone apart from me breaking glass in the neighborhood kind of streets. And yeah, I would actually love to remember, but I really need to know what kind of phone I broke at the moment. So if you don't know Vehicle Tycoon God, his name is Gab, and he's been a friend of mine since we're young. And yeah, he lives around the neighborhood back then, but basically he went to Japan and he left. So yeah, and yeah, he said yeah on the chat. You probably want to review the chat later on. So yeah. Now, if you want to chat, you can, but make sure that your chat and questions are not against the community guidelines, because I don't want a guideline strike while making this live stream, and especially I'm in 30 subs. I might lose that 30 subs and go back to 0 and square one. So yeah, and okay, here's his question: how do you connect two monitors? Now, here's there are a lot of things that you can actually do to connect two monitors. Number one is basically first thing you actually have to do is to look at the back of your computer, and then taking a look at the ports. And yeah, if it has like a lot of ports, like for example an HDMI port, a VGA port, or DVI, or a display port, it's possible maybe to actually connect two monitors. That also depends on your graphics card, if it actually supports dual monitor support. Now usually a lot of graphics cards doesn't actually support this, because the reason that for the proper use of the graphics card to actually maximize its performance, because if you're actually using two monitors, it's actually cutting its graphics performance to half, so it can also deliver the best experience on the other side of the monitor, rather than having one side being the best and the other one being the worst. So if you actually have a lot of inputs in your computer, or if you have a laptop, it's maybe possible to connect a two monitor. Now in laptops it's actually possible to do it, but I'm not sure if in computers such as old ones, if it's possible, unless if you have a graphics card that actually still supports that kind of board and has dual monitor support, or else you won't be able to do it. And yeah, and if you actually have done connected two monitors and you want to change its settings, you can actually press Windows key, the Windows button, and letter P to pop out a side panel on the right. It's like a slide animation. That there's like options there. You can actually choose to actually duplicate what's on your main screen to another, or you can actually extend it so you can have like YouTube here, and while you're doing your live stream, for example, and then doing your Call of Duty or your Black Ops 3 game and the other screen, which would be convenient if it was the point of doing it. In this kind of situation, for me, I would love to have another monitor, but I currently don't have, because I'm actually monitor to use my computer. And yeah, so any questions apart from that? I mean, yeah, you still have a Vehicle Tycoon God has still not responded to the apartment question that he actually asked me to do. So yeah, and if my friend Raphael is watching me right now, can you do mind like sending like a word of God, maybe just to, like, you know, for the sake of celebrating this 30 subscriber special video. But anyway, and back onto the live stream, and surprisingly enough, our internet connection is pretty smooth, like butter smooth. I'm surprised, and actually on the fact that I have poor internet connection, it still managed to get a megabyte per second. It's the maximum upload speed that our internet connection has, which is kind of terrible, but I would consider it as probably success, and yeah, in a way that it's also not a success. So yeah, but anyways, is there other questions? Yeah, okay, I forgot, he said lol, and probably that's the end of his question. I'm just reading off of the comments actually. So yeah, I'm actually going to read some of these messages that you actually sent here. Okay. It seems to be apparent that my friend Gab has got a new YouTube account and subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for that, even though it's not really necessary. I mean, it's not really necessary that you have to make like a lot of accounts to subscribe in your channel so you would grow. I mean, those will only apply in certain situations where you really need to have a lot of subscribers, like when you actually have, like, for example, one subscriber. If you really want to be on, like, for example, list, you can make a lot of accounts so you can actually have your videos in the recommendations list. But YouTube tends to actually and strikes YouTube channels that does this, because this is actually not legal according to YouTube's terms and conditions in terms of uploading or streaming videos in YouTube's platform. So if you want to do that, you can actually probably do that in other platforms like Twitch, but mainly YouTube doesn't allow that, so that's illegal. Don't do it. Just stick with one account and you'll all be fine, and let the real people see the real you, rather than having a lot of subscribers but less viewers, which is kind of hilarious. I've never seen that happen before. So yeah, and it seems to be also apparent that some of my subscribers are actually from the Philippines, which I'm kind of proud of a bit, because it's true. If you actually know now, and I live in the Philippines and I'm from the Philippines, so yeah, and most of them are probably asleep because it's already 9:20 p.m. here, and yeah, they're probably gonna watch this preview or rewind tomorrow, and I would probably do live stream this review tomorrow on Facebook. Go ahead and follow me on my Facebook page. The name is CoolCAD page or CoolCAD page. The links are in the bio of the channel, or probably I'll link down in the description after this video. I don't want to really mess up the live stream right now. I don't want to type right now currently because it kind of looks weird if I do that. So yeah, and I can't believe that some of these people watching me right now are actually still alive at this very moment. So I'm pleased to have people joining me at the moment of time where I'm actually having a dreadful kind of experience in this room, talking to you guys, just to have like 30 subscriber special video, and having to go ahead absorb the hot air here around the room because there's no air conditioning or whatsoever. So yeah. And apparently, I'm kind of even surprised that I actually was able to do this. I actually don't have the greatest laptop in the world. I actually have the worst laptop in the world. It's apparently a netbook, and netbooks are like a thing of the past. Yeah, it was like a budget laptop, like desktop laptop and stuff like that. It's like a small laptop, but it's not really powerful enough to do a lot of things. It only had like a dual core processor, like 2 gigabytes of RAM, and like a slow hard drive to be cheap, and it's what I'm using right now. And yeah, if I were to actually stream with this laptop only without these other components, this would be a terrible live stream, like absolutely. The webcam sucks, the microphone it has sucks, and literally every aspect of this laptop is terrible. I would probably get a new one, or I would stream on my computer, but maybe in the future, a lot of things I have to consider. But at the moment, this is my current streaming setup. So if you actually don't know, and it seems to be also apparent that you don't have any questions to me anymore, The chat has been quiet for a few minutes. That's not good for me. If you could make some fun, I'm actually bored right now. I would appreciate it for maybe an hour or something like that if you're still watching, because there are two people that actually watching right now. Okay, this guy is currently leaving for some reason, probably he's going to school, even though there's no school today. And yeah, okay, let's just find something else to actually tackle about in this channel, apparently, because I started streaming like 37 minutes ago and there's still nothing else I could think of with all of these people watching at me and probably clicking from the recommendations. And yeah, and it's also apparent that what I'm saying right now is taking a long time to actually say. It looks normal to you, but basically here I'm actually saying it first rather than there. So yeah, so let's find something interesting at the moment though and stuff like that. So yeah, so okay, so there's also another thing that I would want to tell the viewers. If you ever heard about this, there's this wallpaper thing that was released like a few weeks ago, and it actually breaks your phone, and it's actually apparently a problem about the color space of the photo and what engine it was used to, which actually drives the colors of the phone. And it's apparently using a much larger color space rather than having the RGB or sRGB, which is the standard RGB that most phones actually has, rather than the new kind of bigger and more vivid colored and like better looking RGB kind of thing. So yeah, so don't download the wallpaper at the moment. There are actually versions of those wallpapers that are actually converted from that kind of large color space to sRGB, so you can use it as a wallpaper. It's actually a nice wall, but yeah, it breaks your phone, so that's the problem. And yeah, now about the Galaxy Z Flip, because the Z Flip currently is the most best-selling flip smartphone out there, that actually blew the Motorola Razr a few months ago away, since how slim it is and how it flips. And yeah, so it actually has two versions, the thumb brown version and the normal regular Z Flip version, which has the black or the pinkish kind of glowing color thing that actually is the original color of the Z Flip, rather than having the standard black. And yeah, if there was a blue version, I would want to have a blue version, but right now I don't really need a new phone. So yeah, right now it's actually down to $880, same price as the S20 Ultra, and it's also eligible with trade-in and Samsung financing. And yeah, so if you have like a old S10 or an S8 or S9 that is still in good condition, you can actually trade in those phones for these new flagships, because they have much higher appraisal value for recycle its parts and making phones from it. And yeah, now apparently the Galaxy Z Flip should be down to $700 or something like that, or more. I think $800 is still more to spend, rather than to actually buy a newer flagship than actually paying for this. Is 10 times more expensive, but the hardware is not really that spectacular, apart from again the folding phone itself. So yeah, now Samsung claims that the Z Flip has a folding glass or flexible glass, but it's actually just a new type of plastic that it was applied for like a previous generation phones that were made by other manufacturers as well, that apparently is actually bendable, and yeah, it doesn't break. So yeah, there's still no stories about this phone being peeled off or being snapped in half or easily by putting it in the pocket. But the most downside of this phone is the screen itself and its entire body. And yeah, Jerry Rig Everything also reviewed this unit and said this unit is probably not gonna last long, but probably will take off in the tech market out there. When people actually see this, they will probably buy it because it's basically a fashion phone. So yeah, the shelf that actually folds is not really a high quality glass that is also scratch resistant or durable enough to fingernail kind of, you know, rips and scratches or pocket size scratches and stuff like that. So yeah, so in that case, when you actually accidentally put your fingernail onto the screen, it would actually make a mark on the screen and it will stay there forever unless you actually replace the screen itself. And yeah, in terms of replacement screens, you cannot actually easily replace the screens yourself because it's basically impossible to do unless you're a trained professional, because the screen itself is well glued shut, and it's not like those any type of OLED Samsung actually makes on their other smartphones like the Galaxy S7 Edge or the S6. It's basically a much more thinner piece of screen glass and kind of, you know, plastic material and stuff like that there that can easily break. And that glass that actually says it actually exists, but it actually breaks and shatters if you actually bend or do anything more carelessly with it, which is not really a durable design. So yeah, and as well as for the phone itself, it's actually pretty tall, and if you actually flip it up with the full wide screen, but Samsung really suggests if you put it on your pocket or you put it on a bag or something like that, you really close the phone rather than having it open, because it's a flip phone. That's how it works. And if some other people right out there that really likes to put their phones in open mode, it's not really that possible for the Z Flip. And yeah, what's hilarious is the Thome Brown edition is more expensive rather than the retail value of the Galaxy Z Flip. It's retailed around $2,000 or $7,000, something like that, with the whole accessories, with the new Active 2, the new Galaxy Buds Plus, and probably the wireless charging pad as well, with all Thome Brown design. And it's kind of hilarious because this is just a phone that is skinned with those components, like its accessories that can be easily bought cheaply and not really expensive, but with the pricing being lower and the phone itself, it's just more expensive and probably won't last long. And yeah, would not be also a collector's item because pretty much only a few people will actually buy, unless if you really are onto Thome Brown, you would probably buy this phone. Actually, only a few people might have heard about Thome Brown because Thome Brown is basically a fashion company that sells clothes, but basically for a price that nobody can actually buy like a normal person would buy. Like only guys that really are onto fashion and like maybe designers that wants the best clothing possible. So yeah, so the Galaxy Z Flip Thome Brown edition is not really worth buying for, and at the moment with its current pricing, please don't buy it. No, just buy the Galaxy S20 Ultra instead. It's more worth it. It's a newer flagship, it's more durable and has more better specs than this one, because spec wise this phone only has it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, that's good. It's probably the same as the base model S20. The downside is the fact that it only has dual lens cameras, so the other one I think is for zoom lens, or I think for wide lens. It's the same lenses that they actually used in the Galaxy A series, which is the new A20, A10, and the screen is only full HD, so it means it's only a 1080p screen, so it's not really 4K. So if you're really onto movie content, it's not really gonna do any good justice. Plus the screen can easily break, and would be easily scratched if you don't take care of it. A lot of reviewers also said that the glass, when you actually fold it and close it, actually is not scratch resistant. It gets scratched very easily, and fingerprints sticks around the phone all the time, which they find very interesting, and as well as very annoying at times. And yeah, also annoying too when I held hands on it. So yeah. And also, what's also apparent is Samsung is also dropping prices literally on every single tech that they actually sell, including their smart TVs, their sound bars, their smart appliances, and mobile phones and tablets. They're actually dropping prices at them. It's like teen sale. And yeah, we actually just bought a new TV off of a sale, and that video is coming up. I just spoiled it for you a bit, but I'm not really gonna spoil the rest of it, so you guys would actually be excited in the next video. Stay tuned in the channel actually, because that video is coming up, like literally coming out. You just have to wait for it. And yeah, now I'm bored again. And we still have 2 viewers. Let's check on one. Let's check on the LAN show comments. Let's see if we have new comments that we can answer questions onto. Oh, they said Vehicle Tycoon God said there is school. There's school in their place. Okay, that's fine for me. Yeah, I would say that I'm tired. Just want to make this video possible for you guys, and I don't want to make you guys mad or anything like that. So yeah, there's only one person watching right now. I don't know who's that one person, but he's actually sticking onto the show itself, even though the show is not really interesting at the moment. So yeah, now tomorrow there will be LAN show 4, because we're gonna do probably at the point where I'm bored and I want to release a very specific video rather than having to do yeah. I actually tried Twitch earlier, but I kind of say that Twitch is actually more complicated than I actually thought of setting up the first time. Like, absolutely, probably a lot of YouTubers that started to use Twitch in their very first time is probably confused how to use this program or this service, rather than using YouTube's live streams and probably Facebook Live rather than using Twitch and stuff like that. So yeah, now I want to talk about some issues about the channel. Number one primarily is the new website that I actually placed on the bio and some of my social accounts. For some reason got shut down and was pulled off the internet. I don't know why, but the current representatives of GoDaddy.com did actually replied on me yet. But probably I would get that site up in the future. It's just that I'm kind of lazy to talk to them and respond to some emails. I actually have a lot of them currently. So yeah, and probably after this live stream I would just sleep. And yeah, I'm so bored, nothing to do apart from talking to people right now for 51 minutes, almost an hour to be exact. I actually started on 9. I actually started on 8 and then 9 has come. So yeah, we're almost up to an hour, which is surprising. I've never gone that far from a live stream before. And yeah, now right now I don't have anything to actually review because I keep it all tomorrow. So I would want to review the YouTube studio layout. The YouTube studio layout looks great. Like, absolutely, it is super organized, starting from the YouTube studio logo, then all of your live chat at the side, and then all of your streaming options, right in front of you when you actually start streaming. All you're gonna have to do is explain what you're saying on the video, look at the camera directly, and hope that a lot of people watches it and they'll be interested in it and will subscribe to you. That's what YouTubers actually hopes all the time. And I kind of like this new feature called Enable DVR. I'm pretty sure that's here a long time ago, but I never actually enabled that option. But this actually contains all of the videos. That's why it takes a long time to say what I'm saying right now currently, because it's slowing it down so it can actually store some of it in the case or in times where I accidentally lost internet connection. You guys won't be bored, stuck at a blank screen but you still have something that you can actually view on. So yeah, what an interesting feature, and I would love to use that every time. The features I disabled is auto start stop and auto stop because I don't want to automatically start my live stream without my permission, and I want to do it by myself. So okay, so I lost connection earlier. We're up to, I'm so sorry, I lost my connection. We're on to 56 minutes now. It's almost an hour, and I'll be ending this after 59 minutes, so we just have to wait for a few minutes. But I actually have a lot of things to say and to thank about after I did made this channel. I thank my cousins. I thank some other family members that actually helped me. I thank my friends for actually clicking the links. I thank pretty much YouTube and the other social media sites that actually helped me post my content to make this all possible. And thank you for the Facebook followers as well, and yeah, that actually is watching via Facebook right now. And thank you so much for the people that sticked with me at the end, and thank you so much for the people that wasted their time probably watching my bike video that I never intended to upload to, that was very terribly made back in the days of me still not good enough to make good YouTube videos. Right than today, there were a lot of huge improvements in terms of production wise and quality wise of my videos, not including this live stream, because this live stream is just for temporary. And yeah, and I've got to say they were impressive, and they were really, a lot of things have changed from the past from 2 years. Now I've also learned my lesson in uploading time to time in YouTube, and I really did regret not uploading a lot of videos in 2019. 2019 was a great year before the coronavirus started. There were a lot of things I could have shot videos on and make vlogs for and make content for, but I actually just let it pass by, roll by. And yeah, probably because there are a lot of issues in my personal life as well, so yeah. And for real, like, thank you for a lot of people, or for the people that firstly supported me, especially my cousins who firstly subscribed to me. And even though we are always at war, thank you for still being concerned and for supporting me. If you ever watched my live stream until the end of this 1 hour video, thank you so much. And yeah, for the people that I actually earlier, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Thank you so much probably for making the 30 subscribers special, so special. This is probably its video. I'm probably not gonna make any videos about it, but thank you so much for making it possible. And yeah, I'll probably update my social media sites account and probably post it on my website as well, the 30 subscriber kind of thing. And yeah, and also I'm actually looking at my Social Blade status right now and seeing the future projections of my channel, and will it grow, and how many views will I get in the past coming months, and how many subscribers I get by actually uploading videos that are actually interesting rather than having to upload useless vlogs that people have no interest in and would probably just click on it and just skip to the next video. So yeah, and thank you so much for actually having me, or making, or at least for letting me have my chance to create content and to be part of YouTube's creator community. And thank you and as well as thank you for letting me create great things like this quarantine thing. It would be probably a thing that a lot of people would also do. So it's been an hour, and thank you guys for joining, and I will see you tomorrow in the next LAN show. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.